What's up guys, Brandon here, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Open House. The Open House stars Dylan Minnette and Piercy Dalton, and it came out today I believe, and it's a really surprising film, and it's a really great thriller, and I can't wait to talk about it. The Open House is a Netflix horror thriller film, and it follows a mother and a son that just went through a really traumatic incident with their family. And now, just to kind of put their mind at ease, they're going to be going to a relative, really in a deserted area, but it's a small town, and they go into a house that is up for sale and they live in it, but almost every other day there's an open house, so they have to leave and just have a bunch of strangers in their house. And that's I never thought about how weird an open house is until I saw this film, and one character mentioned how weird it was, and I was like, you have a good point. It is really strange. And this is just a really unique idea, I think. And let's just get into the film. I had no anticipation for this. I just saw it on the front page of Netflix, and I was like, well, let's watch the trailer. And the trailer has Dylan Minnette, and he's a star of 13 Reasons Why, so he's pretty popular. And also, I really liked him in Don't Breathe, and he was in this film, and he was really great, and so was Piercy Dalton. She played his mother, and she was kind of like a Shelley Duvall sort of thing in The Shining, where you can kind of feel her sense of dread and all this pressure weighing down on her shoulders, but she really doesn't want to show it to her son, And it's a really interesting film, and especially with the cinematography, that's what I noticed first. It's really cinematic. It's super nice and pristine, but then there's other times where shots are handheld and it kind of makes you feel uneasy. I think that's what they were going for. And I don't know if I could give more of the credit to the cinematographer or just the setting itself, but man, the overhead shots of the car through the woods with the snow on the trees, it was really great. The cinematography, this film is really nice to look at. You don't really have to enjoy it, but you can appreciate how much time was put into the cinematography. And speaking of the cinematography, one thing that I really like about this film is it kind of plays with your most inner fears. It definitely did for me in this film, because the main character has contacts, and a lot of the time whenever he's taking out his contacts in the film, the screen is a shot of his POV, and the screen is blurred, as if he can't see until he puts his glasses on. And they have some really suspenseful scenes used because of that perspective change, where it goes to a blur and maybe he can't find his glasses and you're just kind of out in the open and you don't really know what's going on in your surroundings. And it's really great. It's an awesome idea. I've really never seen it used to this level. It's a constant theme throughout the film. If you have your contacts out and you don't have your glasses on, you're screwed. It's just really cool, and I like how they added that to this film. It's just another kind of layer of anxiety and fear that you always thought of, but they never really put in a film before. A lot of thrillers kind of blend into each other nowadays. They're not that suspenseful. And this film, I kind of thought about that. I kind of thought that of this film for the first 45 minutes. And then they just start coming at you with these really suspenseful, kind of heart-pounding scenes. And it was just really surprising. It throws you off guard and puts you in full gear for the rest of the film, that something's wrong and you just can't put your finger on it and figure out exactly what it is. There was this one sequence where the mom was in the shower and the son couldn't find his phone, and it was just, you thought something might happen to the mom, or something might happen to the son, and it's just wow. Wouldn't really expect it. I didn't really expect it to make me that on edge, but it really did, and I thought that was really cool, because it was just oh, The Open House, a new Netflix film. Netflix films aren't bad, but I wasn't expecting it to be this fun and stuff. It was really cool. And not only are the actors, okay, there's actually a lot of dramatic scenes in this, and it's wow, these actors have a lot of range. I can see why Dylan Minnette is in a lot more films now, especially after 13 Reasons Why blew him up, But he's actually a really great actor. It's not like he's just some sort of bum that a bunch of girls like. He's actually a very good actor, and I really commend him. And also Piercy Dalton, it really does feel like they have that mother-son dynamic, but it's also strained after the incident that happened in the beginning of the film. And also just, you know, the whole cast is great. It like, especially with the town folk, they make you like have some really weird vibes. I was getting a lot of vibes from Get Out, especially from the beginning with like Georgina and Walter, where you just like kind of know. I mean, it's nothing like too obvious, but you can just get a sense that something's not right. And that's what I really thought, like, for the like beginning of the film. It was a lot like Get Out, just like not with the setup necessarily, but with like some aspects. But in the end, it like totally became its own film, and it was just really great. And it was a fun ride, especially with all the camera work and camera tricks they did. And the score was really thematic. And meanwhile, there's this one band that they have in it, and the band is in a crucial part of the film, and then that recurs throughout the film, haunting one of the characters in a way. And that's really cool. I like whenever they do that in a film, like something happens, like you're like listening to something or watching something, and then a traumatic experience occurs, and then that kind of isn't the same afterwards. It's really cool. One scene in particular, okay, so I'm not going to give too much away, but the main character has his contacts out. He can't have his glasses, and he's completely blind, running away from the killer. Just like, what? Dude, that is literally my worst nightmare. That's so creative. He can't see anything. He's running through the woods. He's like about to freeze to death because it's super cold. This movie makes you feel cold. The atmosphere really makes you feel like you're out here just like freezing to death. But yeah, that scene was just like 5 out of 5 for me. It was crazy. There's a bunch of surprises through this. It's not like Netflix went balls to the wall with it. It's not like they were trying to play it safe, you know, have a bunch of appeal. It's like rated R, and it really shows, like, just with the themes and how dark it is at the end. It's really, really great. Only cons I have is there's some cliches, and it's a cliche in almost every thriller or horror. It's just whenever a character is obscured in the background, the camera lens isn't focused in on them, and they like walk by and there's like this big jump scare noise. It happened a lot in Get Out. And then you would like look at something, it'd be there, you'd look away for a split second and then look back and it'd be gone. Just cliches like that. But other than that, the open house is definitely worth your time. If you have Netflix and you just want to sit down and just have fun and watch a really great film, you gotta watch The Open House. I'm gonna give The Open House a 4 out of 5. It is just not what you would expect from a thriller. It has elements of different thrillers, but it has its own label and its own stamp at the end, and it was great, man. I just really loved it. I really hope you all can check it out too. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope you enjoy The Open House. Thank you guys.